Whether you're a new adventurer in RuneScape or whether you've been around for many years, there's plenty of opportunities in this game to make a ton of mistakes. And so in this video, what I did is I put a question onto my YouTube audience and said to you guys, what are some mistakes you made along the way in your RuneScape adventure? I asked you guys to comment them below, and I told you if you did, then you had a chance of being in the video. So in this video, we are going to be going through those comments and seeing what mistakes you guys made along your way in RuneScape. If you enjoy the video, if you like this sort of thing, do subscribe if you aren't already, as over 50% of you guys watching are still not currently subscribed. So click that button, there's no reason not to. Starting off with a light-hearted one, this comment says, biggest mistake was walking past the Dark Wizard south of Varrock when I was level 3. This is a pretty big mistake, and everybody's made this mistake when you started out, especially back in the day. I don't think they're aggro anymore, or at least maybe I just haven't been past there with a low level account enough. But the Dark Wizards, the south of Varrock, these guys are deadly as hell, and it is just, oh my god, the amount of times I would have to take a little bit of an extra stride around these to make sure they didn't kill me for the 15th time is definitely something that I remember doing. Do you guys remember doing this? Do you remember taking that little extra distance between then and the wizards, or forgetting, and then as soon as you realize how close they are, you're thinking, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, as you run past. And just back in the day, for anyone wondering if you've just joined now, this was a big deal because dying back in the day, you would lose everything on death. It would just go to the ground. Obviously you could run back and pick it up, but you would have to run back and pick it up, and as a brand new player you might not even remember the way there. So this was definitely one of those mistakes that people made. Our next comment says, buying FashionScape before PVM or skilling gear. Looking good is nice, but unlocking more content is better. I made this mistake. I can't even lie. I wonder if I'm going to get through this video and say I made this mistake to every single one of them. Maybe. We'll see what happens. But Joe, you're not alone with this, and I know that plenty of people watching have probably done the same thing. I made this mistake because what I did was go to Armadillo and I AFK'd this boss as much as I could. It wasn't even AFK at this point. I was using a Zarite bow. I was using like Black Dragonhide, maybe Royal Dragonhide at this point. I don't really remember specifically what gear it was, but I know it was a Zarite bow because I freaking love that thing. But I used to kill Kriara non-stop all the time. This was how I made money. It was so good back in the day. It was so good. Anyway, killed Kriara, got all the armor pieces, sold them all off, bought bonds, bought rune coins, bought override packs from the Solomon store. This was not worth it. Do not do this. It wasn't worth it at all, dude. Yes, my character looked badass. I had some of the overrides that, dude, you just wanted every single one of them. But trust me, I don't use any of them today. I think they all look absolutely rubbish. I don't know what I was thinking. I just liked the sparkly particle effects, I suppose, from them. But if I just used that money to upgrade my account instead of spending it all on overrides, dude, we would have been in so much further, so much sooner. Oh my god, what a mistake this was. Have you guys done this? Be honest. Come on, get in the comments. Did you guys do the same thing? I spent so many bombs on Solomon's store, dude. Rune coins. Ugh. What a mistake. Number 3 says, biggest mistake I made was selling my Black Santa for 321 mil or so to get 99 Herblore. Oh, wait, 1 for 1? 321 mil for 99 Herblore. I guess you didn't have to spend all the money on it, right? You just sold that. That's how much you sold it for, and you used it to get 99 Herblore. That's a big rip. I'm assuming at the time you're like, that's a good amount. I'll definitely get that back. And then, holy hell, let me do a quick price check and see what is a Black Santa worth today. I know it's a lot. Let me check. I just checked. 321 mil, eh? Well, damn. Oh, 26.3 billion GB is what this goes for right now, apparently. 4 days ago, one went for 27 billion GB. Holy hell. Oh, no. No, dude, that is, what? So many people made this mistake selling rares off, not knowing what they would do because they thought that this was expensive then, right? 321 mil probably felt like a lot. But 27 billion GP? Dude, that is a huge rip. Oh, I don't even know what to say, but yes, a lot of people did this. A lot of people had like party hat sets or multiple party hat sets, sold them off because they were just like, you know, it doesn't matter. Or I'll give them to my friends. And then you come back and find out that's actually worth a lot more than you would have expected them to now. But I don't know, dude. That is a big ouch. Our next comment is something I hear actually quite a lot, and it says being afraid to PVM and dying a lot. This is quite funny to see Aaron here posting this, because I know, and many people watching probably also know, Aaron is insanely good at PVM. So for someone who's really good at PVM to then come forward and say being afraid to PVM and dying a lot is actually pretty interesting to me. I didn't know this about Aaron. Thank you very much for sharing. This is actually really important, and a lot of people do fall into this same trap. They are afraid to PVM, not because, oh, big boss gonna hit my character, but because you could lose a lot of money if you die a lot, right? Like if you keep dying, it's got death costs, and you just feel like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do it yet, and my character's not in the position to do this yet. I need to get this next upgrade first. I need to finally get my Staff of Armadyl first. I can't beat these bosses until I have got to this position, and you keep putting it off. Making excuses maybe is the kind of a word too. You'd include them like, I need to get this unlock. I haven't done this. I'm not gonna be able to kill this boss yet because I haven't defeated all these other bosses yet, and you just kind of put it off for a certain amount of time. PVMing in RuneScape has a massive part of the actual content available to you, and you should definitely take part if that is something that interests you. If you are afraid to do it, just remember there's a few options. One, death costs now cost a lot less than they used to, so this is probably not going to be as big of a deal anymore, but it'll still be fairly there. It'll still be there, definitely. But with them being cheaper, people will be more willing to take those risks. But two, there is a pretty tragically bad practice mode in the game. Now, when I say tragically bad, it still lets you fight the boss, but you throw away any chance of actually getting a drop, but also it's just not the best. Like, you still got to use all your supplies and costs to fight the boss, but you just throw away the chance that actually, if you die, you don't have to pay death costs. That's the difference between it. If you do practice mode, you die, you don't lose any death costs, but you still have to use the supplies that you spent. So in most situations, especially with the level of gear and death cost now, like a range setup, a regular range setup, probably only about 500k death costs, I would probably just go for it and use that, right? But practice mode is there for anyone who doesn't want to lose 2 mil every time they die. And if you are finding you're dying, say like Telos, for example, you're going in, you're dying again and again and again and again, like first phase, then maybe practice mode will be better than dying and seeing death every 2 seconds. But I hear this a lot. People message me on Discord a lot about this. People mention in streams a lot about this, comments and videos. So it's definitely a common thing. Next up says, my mistake is I refused to do group content. This was me, dude. This was me. Yeah, this is kind of me still a little bit. I'm getting better with it, especially with doing YouTube, but this is a mistake I made, and I agree. It kind of sucks, right? And especially when you realize like a lot of group content is a lot more fun. You just got to find the right group, and you got to find the right people to go with, and that can be quite difficult sometimes, especially if you're someone who is worried about maybe someone calling you out on having bad DPS. Maybe you're still learning, but you still want to experience group content. The best place that I would suggest people do this is in a clan. Find a clan that suits you and then join into the group content. For example, if you want like a nice casual experience, join a clan that is very casual and doesn't have requirements to join for PVM and doesn't have expectations for you to do all these different things or like gear requirements and whatnot, and then get involved with them that way. People are going to do a certain boss, hey, can I come along as well? I'm still learning the boss, and just let people know that, hey, I'm still learning, I'm still getting into it, so I might make a few mistakes. Is that okay? And if they're okay with it, then happy days. And if not, and they still invite you, and then afterwards they complain, well, then that's their own fault, not yours. That being said, there is also groups in game that is dedicated to teaching people these sort of things. If I remember, hopefully I will link a video in the description that'll go over all of the useful friends chats that you should know about. These will have things in there like bossing school and places that help people get kills for certain things and teach you about all that sort of stuff too. These places might be worth checking out for you. Absolutely good to know about, so check that out too. But honestly, you shouldn't avoid group content. If you prefer to solo, then that's all on you, that's fine, no problem. But if you think you'll enjoy it, or if you haven't tried it, give group content a go. Try things like AOD, try things like maybe duo or trio solac, try doing raids and stuff like that. They're a lot of fun, they really are. They're definitely worth trying out. Next up is a mistake that I also have covered in a video in the past, but we are going to cover it quickly here, or hopefully quickly, you know what I'm like. This one says selling gear to buy gear. Oh, damn. Okay. So, oh wait, there's a few in this one. Waiting too long to try a new boss, not unlocking overloads until 125 combat, still only have 134 quest points. Need I continue? All right. Okay. I see. There's a few in here. This is fine. Okay, so selling gear to buy gear. Don't do it. Bad ideas. Don't sell gear to buy gear unless you are committed to that change. The reason being is if you sell gear and then you buy other gear, chances are, yeah, if you sell all your gear right now, how many of you are gonna slow buy that next set of gear? Right? You're not. You're gonna insta buy it. You're gonna sell off your magic gear. You're gonna insta buy your range gear, and then if you don't like that set, like a week later, you go, oh crap, dude, I want my magic gear back. You sell your magic gear off and you buy your range gear back. I hope I got that the right way around. But you sell it, and you keep selling and buying and selling and buying. You lose money every single time. Try and use the gear that you've got to begin with to make more money to buy other gear. I always had this very big thing about not selling gear unless you're upgrading it. If you're upgrading from a tier 90 to a tier 95 and you no longer need that tier 90, then sell it and buy the tier 95. That makes sense. But for cross combat things, I don't know. I tend not to do this. As for waiting too long to try a new boss, getting a new boss on release, always a gold mine. Always a gold mine. You want to get involved with these, even if you look at it and go, okay, I'm going to wait until people make guides. Your opportunity is fading away for a gold mine. Now, that's the first thing I mentioned because people are very money driven in RuneScape. But the best bit, the absolute best bit, is going into a boss blind, no one knows what the hell's going on, and being one of the first people to figure out one little bit of it. Like just one little thing. You go in and you figure it out and you go, wait, I've figured it out. This is how this works. This is freaking epic. It is an insane experience. It is one of the best things that have kept me playing RuneScape across the years, getting into new bosses on release. So freaking fun. Holy crap. It is insanely fun to figure this sort of stuff out. Not unlocking overloads to 125 combat, you just get overloads. It's problem solved. Just get overloads. As for quest points, who cares? Don't do quests unless you really need to. I'm in the same boat. Okay, this is going to be our final comment, and it's a fairly big one, so let's take a look. It says, spending too much time focused on other players around me and getting discouraged. Seems like everyone I see in-game has best in slot gear and seemingly infinite amounts of money. I'd get so focused on others and trying to catch up, I lost focus of having fun and doing what I love. Rip, this is a game, you want to have fun, absolutely. When I switched to just focusing on doing things I loved, I found the money came and the gear is coming. Still, don't have best in slot, but I have beat every boss in the game with only tier 90 weapons and gear. So another mistake is thinking you need best in slot gear and you don't. Practice is key to bossing. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Okay, so yes, don't focus on what everyone else is doing. If you do and you get too caught up in money making, you end up not making money. It's so weird, right? And I've said this recently on stream and people just go, what do you even mean? When you're making money, guys, stop worrying about the input as well. Stop worrying about the cost and working out every single penny that goes into doing that. Just find a money making method that is decent, that you enjoy doing, and just do it. The reason being is if you enjoy making money through PVM, for example, right, you can probably do that for hours on end compared to something that is better value than whatever. So if you pick a boss that is, I don't know, let's say Karapak hard mode. Yeah. For me, Karapak hard mode, I really enjoy it. I would focus on that personally if I was going to try and make a lot of money because I enjoy it and I can do that for 7 hours to 10 hours, whatever. But if I then had to go and do, let's say Raksha, I don't enjoy Raksha as much, I'd probably get bored after 3 hours and it won't be fun. So the money does end up coming a lot quicker and better when you do the things you enjoy doing. Whereas Karapak hard mode probably has more costs because of food and supplies and stuff, but at the end of the day, I've done it way longer and there's just drop chances are going to be there. Anyway, as for needing best in slot gear to boss, you don't need best in slot gear to boss. I will make another video soon. I've done this like twice, maybe 3 times in the past now, but I'll do it again soon. I'm waiting either for after Animate Dead, or I guess I could just not use Animate Dead and show you guys that you don't need the best in slot gear in the game to do bossing. You can kill any boss in the game without best in slot gear. Absolutely. It's an efficiency thing to have best in slot gear. It's a convenience thing. It's not a requirement. In most situations, tier 85s is probably enough to kill every boss in the game. It does help to have the practice and the experience, of course, but it's still absolutely possible. Don't get caught up on this. It'll just hold you back. Anyway, that is the mistakes that the community has shared with me up until now, so I hope you all found this really interesting and enjoyed it. I did this quite early. You guys flooded the comments of this very, very quickly. As you can see, the screenshots of the things, times and stuff were probably pretty close together, but you did it very quickly, and all of them were great. Normally, I have to wait a little while to get something a bit different, but you guys were absolutely on it with this one. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a part 2, if I get enough comments on this, and then I will do that, because why the hell not? If you guys want to see it, let me know and I will do so. Anyway, before we end the video, if you want to get some extra content from myself, head over to my Patreon. There's a link in the description. You can get some Patreon only content, up to like 8 videos on there that's just for patrons, so go and check that out. You can just chuck $1 or support the channel and get access to all of that. Or if you want to get early access to videos, then you can click the join button by the sub button and become a channel member, and you get to watch them all before they even go live normally. Other than that, channel members and patrons that are currently subbed right now, thank you all so much for the extra support. You guys keep this channel going, so thank you, thank you, thank you. And otherwise, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.